If you want to make money by making people laugh, this business idea is for you. And if you're not a comedian, it's okay. I don't have a funny bone in my body. I've spent the last 3 years in India, and I know that the comedy scene in India is picking up. Amazon and Netflix are fighting for this space, and if you started now, today, I think you could build a very successful business on the space, whether you're a comedian yourself or you want to make money off of other comedians. So here is the idea. Create a channel of clean content specifically for the Indian audience. As a side note, you could also do this in, I think, the Middle East, I think in the Philippines, or in Central American countries. Here's the opportunity. The major streaming services in India are pushing R and mature rated content. Just like the US, Indian families are looking for funny, family-friendly content. Just like famous comedians like Jim Gaffigan and Brian Regan are selling out shows throughout the world, India too wants clean content. India has 1.3 billion people living here. Of those 1.3 billion, 460 million have internet access, and that's growing every day. That's a large audience you can sell to. Now there are a few ways that you can make your channel content. So this is how I would build this idea. First of all, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need to be a comedian. Start by finding a venue that will let you come and bring comedians in and start hosting shows on a regular basis. It could just be once a month. It could be twice a month, but try to make it regular, like the second and fourth weekend of every month. That way, your audience knows what to expect. You start building the relationship with them. Your goal should be, first, just try to get people in the seats, sell the tickets so that it covers the cost of the comedian and it covers the cost of the venue. That should be your goal out of the gate. It's super important that your comedian is performing in front of a live audience so they can get feedback from the audience of what to do. Find a buddy with a Canon camera, an SLR, and maybe a wireless mic, and that's all you need to do to get started. Start by filming their skits and publishing them online by breaking them up into 30, 60, or 1-minute segments and start publishing that online on a regular basis. What you're going to find is you're going to start creating an audience, and in exchange, you're going to help comedians become more popular. If you're also not posting the entire skit online initially, comedians are more willing to let you take bits and pieces of their content instead of publishing their entire skit where they might be afraid others might rip off their entire set. What'll happen is that through consistency and publishing on a weekly basis, if preferred, 2 or 3 funny pieces, you will start growing an audience. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can also start pushing those videos through YouTube ads or Facebook ads to grow your audience at an accelerated rate. What you'll find is that as you start building an audience, you can then eventually build your own online store where you can build your own comedian subscription service where people pay $5, $10, $15, $20 a month. No longer in 2020 is it an issue of if I'm on Netflix or not, I'm going to die. You could create an online service and compete with Hulu, Amazon, and the Netflix of the world. By being consistent in creating content on a regular basis, you could create a multi-million-dollar business by making people laugh. Let's talk about how you make money in this space. First off, when you're publishing content on YouTube, from YouTube alone, if you can get 1 million views a month, you could start making 1 to 2 lakhs just off of ad revenue. As your channel grows, you might get to the point where your video is making, each video you upload gets 1 to 2 million views. When that happens, you'll be making 1 to 2 to maybe 4 lakhs every single video you upload. So from a YouTube standpoint alone, you can make money to pay the bills. Then, once you become popular enough, you'll start to get better and better comics who want to be part of your platform for exposure. And then in turn, you can build a streaming service just like Netflix, where you then sell clean content to Indian families. The 2 important make or break points in this is 1, you need to be publishing content on a regular basis 2 to 3 times a week for this to work. And again, these can just be 2 to 3 to 4 minute segments. You don't need a ton. I think the next segment is it's super important to do this in front of a live audience. You might start by first going and filming people, but people laugh partly just when they hear other people laugh. Second, when a comedian is performing in front of a live audience, they're also getting feedback from the crowd, and they can play off the crowd, and then your content becomes even better. So this is not an idea that will cost a lot of money. You can start with your phone or get maybe a nicer camera that has a zoom, maybe get a wireless mic, sync it up later through free photo editing software. And this is an idea that you and a buddy or two could easily start and just, again, push regular content. Please remember, there is no shortage of talent. One of my friends, Christopher Jones, the CEO of Special Guest App, said, "How come all of my comedian friends are funny, yet they still drive for Uber?" The first place you can start is there's a ton of content out there that's clean and funny for Indian families already. Start by gathering it in one place. Second, start recording live performances. Third, then offer paid subscriptions. And if you build it, Indian families will come and buy clean, funny family content from you. And remember, you don't have to be funny to start this idea. You just have to have the discipline to wake up every day, set a goal, and accomplish it. If you want to check out more content from the Business Ideas podcast, go to newbusinessideas.com. Like, subscribe, comment below.